It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzywhiznut.
An open letter to getting swamped. When you trade gator wrestling for courtroom floundering, well, dear Bobby, you had a nice little swamp thing going, didn't you? Gators, fan boats, Florida humidity, and enough donation jars to make a televangelist blush. All you had to do is keep your head down and you're lost to yourself. But no, you couldn't resist. You had to hop aboard the Anti-WTH Titanic, link arms with Fleesa and Paint Chip, and start chucking mud at Jeremy Hales, thinking nobody would notice your sweaty little side hustle. Well, guess what, Bobby? We noticed. And now so has the federal court in Gainesville. You're not just a gator wrangler anymore. You're defendant number 6 in a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. And unlike your swamp creatures, you don't have thick enough skin to survive what's coming. Your muddy legacy on how Bobby got swamped by stupidity. You popped up on Fleesa's Cankle streams to smear Jeremy, gleefully parroting whatever garbage Preston fed you through a Facebook message, and claimed Jeremy bullies people and turned on Preston because he didn't like her lifestyle. Coming from a guy who can barely run a merchandise table at a flea market, that's pretty rich. You spread lies about Jeremy Hales' business dealings, knowing damn well you were helping sabotage a competitor while begging your own tiny little fan base for tips and donations. You're like a sad carnival barker yelling at Disney World to close down. You've aligned yourself with Weeks, Helm, Maskin, the three stooges of internet grifting, thinking that strength in numbers could somehow protect you. Well, spoiler, son, it didn't. You stuck your big, muddy foot into a federal conspiracy lawsuit that will now cost you more than your entire merch tent is worth. You weren't fighting for the truth, Bobby. You were fighting for relevance. You didn't care about right or wrong. You didn't care about truth or justice. You just cared about the clicks, the clout, maybe a few PayPal tips from the Cankle cult. Almost said something else. You saw an opportunity to bash a bigger channel. You thought if you tore down Jeremy, you could build yourself up. Now look at you. You're drenched in receipts, tied to a conspiracy, facing damage you couldn't crowdfund if you auctioned off every swamp rat in your backyard. Your legacy won't be get swamped. It'll be get sued. Gainesville Division isn't buying your aw shucks act, and you can't gator wrangle your way out of this one, Bobby. You can't put a straw hat, fake a southern accent, and act confused when the discovery subpoenas show up. In federal court, it's simple as that. You joined a conspiracy. You knowingly spread defamatory lies. You helped attack a business competitor for your own gain, and now you're going to get dragged like a muddy bottom feeder that you've decided to become. And a final thought for you, Bobby, before you sink back into the muck. You wanted to play with the big boys? Well, you're going to learn what happens when you poke a bear instead of a gator. There are no tip jars big enough to cover the damages that are coming your way. There are no flea market tables strong enough to hold the weight of a federal judgment. You aren't a hero. You're not a truth seeker. You're a small-time grifter who picked a fight that he just couldn't win. And now you're about to get swamped permanently. Sincerely, Shizzywhiznut, Dean of the Short Bus Litigation Ad Academy, now offering gator-safe courses on how to shut your effing mouth before it costs you everything. And most definitely, your daddy.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzywhiznut.